Usually don't babble like that.
I'm like, bum stickity bum, huh? I got that old rump, and I'm the, yo! The Kings is in the booth. We at headquarters. We down at our spot. You know who it is? P!
What's going on?
What's going on with you, baby?
Not much.
How you doing, man?
I'm chilling.
Just another day, chilling in the hood. Yo, what's going on? Yo!
Yeah.
How you been, man?
I'm all right.
How's everything? I see you got the cone in.
Yes.
That looking crispy, baby.
I got a gripe.
What's the matter?
You go through the drive-thru.
Yes.
In McDonald's.
Yes.
Your window doesn't open. Don't go through the drive-thru.
Why
go in.
Because
you're trying to open the door. You're trying to hand the money to the person at the window. You can't do it. Your window doesn't open. You don't belong in the drive-thru.
Really?
Yeah.
But hold up. I see there's a man here.
Yes.
I've been chasing this guy. I've been chasing him. But guess what? Got him.
I slowed down just long enough.
Yes! Yo, let them know what's going on.
Oh, what's up, Coop? Thanks for having me, Paul. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
What's the word,
good to
baby?
see you, boys. Not much, man. Busy.
What you doing?
Oh, I mean, for me, it's always hospitality. It's always front of house.
Boom.
Looking after the back of house, but
You're
mostly
preaching to
front
the
of house.
choir. You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, I mean, just making sure environments are performing up to where they need to be at. It's been an interesting couple years in hospitality. Despite it being a weird landscape, I've been very blessed by work and environments and opportunity to help people. So that's good. I did spend the summer at Al Forno, making sure that the people at that lovely restaurant are making sure the service is where it needs to be at. And I do have a new project that starts next week. I'm gonna keep the lid on it for now.
Okay, you gotta tell us, baby.
We got secrets. We got secrets.
I didn't put the ballpoint pen to paper till next week, so I'm just gonna keep a little. Say it's a cafe in northern Providence.
Oh.
And I'll leave it right there.
Okay, I see. Yeah, you see who it is. My man Matt. I call him Matt Sizzle. I call him, baby. He knows I used to say to him, "It's your world, baby."
Yeah, hot sizzle at Zaco. Like, always used to say, hot sizzle.
Yo, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
First of all,
go ahead.
We're back in the spot.
Yeah,
our spot.
Yeah.
What's that address on?
562? 562 Newport Avenue in Pawtucket. But what we get into? We gonna do a little WNBA?
We got WNBA, NHL, MLB,
baseball,
NFL,
baseball,
NCAA, ABC.
Coop is stuck on baseball right now. He's said like 4 times.
I know. I'm the greatest baseball analysis. There's a heavyweight. I don't know if you guys know this. There's a heavyweight college bout this weekend. Georgia and Alabama is going down Saturday night, 7:30. I don't know if there's too many college fans out there, but me, I'm a college guy. I can't wait to see this one go down. I think they're both they both undefeated.
Isn't this like a pro game though?
It's pretty much. You're gonna see all of these guys in the NFL someday, and they're both undefeated. And Georgia's not looking like Georgia, and Bama's not looking like Bama. I want to see what happens here, baby. Come back, Kings.
Hold on, I want.
Oh wait, do your dance.
Listen, we always wait till later. We don't do things right. We never do things right on hand.
Right.
Like, share, subscribe, comment. We do this at the end, and then no one gets to the end.
What he said. He said. Go ahead, Daddy.
Another thing, our spot.
Yes.
They get specials.
All right.
You want to go through
Let me back up. It's on you, Daddy.
We're going to do through the specials. 75-cent wings, 10 at a time.
Boom.
They got teriyaki, buffalo, honey buffalo.
Lemon pepper.
Yeah, I know that's your favorite.
Just get to the lemon pepper.
It's a dry rub. You got to get in there.
Mango habanero. They got a bunch of flavors.
All flats.
Flats?
It's an extra $1 for flats. I'm in.
Flats?
Then they got all their $7 specials. Tater kegs, pot stickers, spinach dip, large soft pretzel, and, of course, a $3 Bud Light. So wash it all down.
Okay.
And then, you know what else? You know, it's another cool thing. You can come Saturday night.
Yes.
You can see DJ Lex. That man right there.
Wait,
on the ones and twos.
Is this the residency, Coop? Is this the residency?
Yeah, like he's like Vegas.
He's the spokesman.
And then come the next day to watch football and get the specials.
Well, let me put everything aside for a minute. That's not what I thought you were going to talk about.
There you go.
I thought you were going to say, who is 55?
I think we're going to have to go with white chocolate, right?
Who?
No, I kid.
Who is it?
Junior Seau.
You're going to say Junior? Is that what we're doing?
I think you got to go with Junior.
Over Mutombo?
If we're going with Mr. Sacramento against Sam, I mean, come on. Wait, you gotta take one right now.
Jason Williams?
I mean,
Terrell Suggs, a little too gangster, maybe.
Suggs just looks scary, man.
Derek Brooks, Jason Williams,
White chocolate.
Tim Lincecum. I don't think so.
So we're going with J. Will.
No, I'm kidding. No, we got.
Yo, but Tim Lincecum is HOF. He did it in 12 years. He did it quick. He was.
Are you going with Sale out of mercy because of what happened to him? Or
No, he was a
beast.
Yeah. You gotta go. All right, go Mutombo. No.
So when you think 55, who comes to your mind?
Seo.
I'm gonna say Seo.
It's like the sport. Unfortunately, sometimes looks at him as a cautionary tale for the right reasons.
Yes.
But I do think of him right away.
Yeah, it did make them change a lot of the rules and policies.
Yeah.
All right. So episode 55, Junior Seau. What did he play? San Diego and Patties?
Yeah.
Wow. Junior Seau's in the booth today with us. Comeback Kings, episode 55. We back. I feel like you're trying to imitate somebody. You did.
The energy's
Yo,
live.
we'll do some quick hits.
Yes, sir.
Knock it out the park fast. Koopy's saying, yo, we need to talk more hockey.
I've never said
First preseason game started. We got to talk more hockey. Just fast, though. I want to talk about the Bruins.
Yes.
They have a little goalie issue because they don't seem to make really good decisions of management.
How did they do last year, first of all? Did they
They did what they always do.
Get knocked out early.
They do what they always do. They mess around. They don't make the right moves when the trade deadline approaches, and they just sort of wonk in and wonk out. It's ownership, man.
So we saying the goalie, they need a
Well,
goalie.
they had two goalies last year,
Yes.
last couple of years, actually.
Yes.
They got rid of Linus Ullmark. They traded him to Ottawa. But the only problem was they didn't have Swayman locked up in a contract. That's the guy they wanted to keep before they did that.
Yes.
Now Swayman's holding out for the big contract, and they don't really have
They jammed
the
up.
goalie. They got two guys. They got one guy they got back in the trade, Korpisalo, and then they got a guy from Providence, Bussy.
I feel like they always have two goalies, though.
It's pretty perplexing with the Bruins. It's always like this duct tape and staples when you should operate with brick and mortar. You know, it's like talking to your teenager. You tell the kid what they need to do, and they still don't do it.
So Bruins are teenagers?
Well, the thing is, I feel the Bruins don't. Hockey's tough because you win championships with great goalkeeping, but you lead up to great championships or great playoff teams with team play. So you can't have one without the other, and these teams always skimp on the goalkeeping, and that's why you have this holdout situation.
You think the Bruins skimp on goalkeeping, though?
I think the Bruins skimp out in general, man.
I thought they always.
Listen, how long did Pasta wait for his contract? How long did it take to get that done? I mean,
But they always have two quality goalies on their roster, though, I feel. The last couple years.
They have.
So, are we saying when it comes to
But then you also have the issue was when they get to the playoffs, who do they stop? Last year they started with Linus, and he wasn't good.
Well, they messed around with last year. It was like they flip-flopped.
Yeah.
That early
Yeah.
in the playoffs. And that just that bit them. And then they finally figured out the right keeper to go with and ended up not making a difference in the long run. I think, it's like, do you stay with the hot hand, or do you balance them out against production or security? And it's a tough call. I also think that GMs get a pass in hockey because you're supposed to operate from the farm system, work with developmental players like they have this year. They're going to play with the farm system on the goalkeeping side. And that's why, as a front office, you're like, are we going to pay this keeper? Are we going to let him get his money? But the Bruins don't look at it that way. They go, we're just going to work our system. And it never really gets them anywhere. It really doesn't.
So what are you saying? They don't have a guy now?
They
gotta pay this guy.
They gotta pay him or trade him now. They put themselves in a situation where they had no leverage on him. You got rid of his biggest competition, and he has all the cards.
There's nothing keeping him from getting his cake. He's going to get it anyway.
They're gonna have to give him a big ass contract, or they're gonna have to move
Big
him.
for a keeper.
See, this is new to me. Are the Bruins known for paying?
Not really. But David Pastrnak is one of the top top 5 or 6 available players in hockey, and they made him wait and wait and wait, and he got, I think, the largest or second largest contract that was signed last year.
Yeah.
So, but that's only because you are one of the top 5 players, and you cannot let him go because there's no one replacing him if you do let him walk.
It's so hard to get.
It really is.
So Bruins are out of there, you're saying?
No, I'm just saying they put themselves in a situation
they're
right to
off.
start. Yeah.
Brad Marchand did have 3 surgeries this offseason. He's ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
He's also almost in a rocking chair.
He's 100 years old.
All due respect to the man, 35 is old in hockey because that man's been banging into people since he was 15.
Especially his size.
Yeah, he's all of 5'7".
Yeah.
What else you got, P?
I was going to talk.
All right, so go Bruins. Let's
Go
keep it
Bruins.
at that. Go ahead.
WNBA
Yes.
playoffs. First round's done.
Playoffs.
All the favorites are pretty much left in it from what I'm seeing.
Top 2 seeds.
I don't know if you guys follow, but I think the Aces are gonna three-peat. I don't see anybody. Maybe that New York team. I don't know. These other 2 teams, like Connecticut and Minnesota, I don't see them beating either one of these other 2 top teams. So essentially, you're watching, to me, the finals this round with New York and Vegas. In my mind, I don't see the top 2 players, that the Plum chick and the Asia Wilson. They're both on the same squad. You're not stopping that.
No.
So it's gonna. I don't know.
I think it's great for the sport. I think, in pro basketball, last time we saw 3 rings in a row was, I mean, from the men's side, is a while ago. I think it's really
A while now.
I think a while now. I think it's been really good for women's basketball last 2 or 3 seasons. But I think to see a three-peat out of a team, really does a lot for the sport.
Let me ask you this, because you were saying something off camera. How do you feel about how they're marketing the WNBA as a whole?
I think I caught this Sports Center the other night.
Go ahead.
Just a replay, 9:00 at night when nothing was happening. I think it was like what was the other night before last actually? And they're just did so and so jaw someone in the face on the follow through, or did they not mean to do it? And they lead with that, and I'm like,
you shouldn't lead with that.
I know you need clicks, but do we really need to
You want
trivia?
to do it like that.
The women's game has so much traction, and it's so obvious the progression that's taking place in basketball for women. I just think it's unfortunate that Disney and the team at ABC and ESPN. Well, let's just start and say someone tried to hit Caitlin Clark.
Okay, well, they can't.
Top of the hour. Like,
Well,
what are we
Angel
at?
Reese-
Why can't we talk about what happened in the game? Lead with that.
Yeah.
Angel Reese is out. They
is.
need that extra.
So you're saying it's good for ratings?
No, I'm saying that they got to talk. They're going to talk about that because they can't go Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. They don't have that Rookie of the Year debate now.
That's out.
That's out.
That's
Caitlin
out.
Clark she had 337 assists. That's a record.
Should
I
they?
think
Yeah.
377.
It was 337, something like that. It was a record.
Should they be starting off about the game though? That's what he's saying. They're starting off saying there was a fight last night. We ain't talking about boxing or UFC.
They should.
In the men's game, unless it's Draymond Green, they open with the stats and they tell you what happened in the game. And it's like, BT Dubs, he hit him in the jaw.
You might be onto something, man. So
We don't need to push it like that,
do you? Okay. So let me ask you this: do you think that is hurting the game? And essentially,
I think that, like I said a couple minutes ago, with a 3-peat is great for the sport. Let's
you think a 3-peat is?
for the women's game?
For that, yeah. I
For
can
the
see
women's
that.
game.
I can't rock with that.
They can market that. They can push that.
So wait, has it already happened?
No, but
So let's look at the 25, 30-year history of the WNBA from its inception. It pales in comparison to the depth of the men's game. We need clicks. Let's have that stat of
the same
a
team
3-peat.
winning it.
Yeah, why not?
I'm
You think
surprised.
that's
I'm
good for the
surprised you're not.
product?
Why not, man?
I'm surprised you're not pushing the conspiracy theory that the WNBA is going to push for this.
Really?
Because you're all into the conspiracy theories.
No, not that. I am. A
You
conspiracy
said
theorist,
Angel. You said
but
Angel
not
Reese was
everything.
afraid.
But
That's
not-
why she's out hurt.
Not. To me, I don't think it's good to have the same team winning year after year. I think you need a variety of teams.
Parity's good. Parity's good.
Especially if you're starting out. Because if I'm tuning in to watch this and then you're telling me, well, the same team won it last year and the year before, and I'm a new eye watching this, why would I watch the rest of the league? If I know the outcome, I don't know if that's
because you're always.
I'm
It's always
torn
good
with
to
that.
have that team that everybody's shooting for. When the Yankees are winning, it's good for the league. That's
You
arguably
thought that
good
was
for the
good
league.
for the league when
Yeah.
the Yankees were dominating? Like
After
that?
Jordan goes fourth ring, how bad do people want to see him lose?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Okay, I'm giving you that, but
How bad did the rest of the NFL fans want to see the Patriots finally go get knocked off the throne?
I'm torn with that because you got to a point where you were like, you know what's gonna happen. I don't want to watch this. I don't know. It might be, it might
So
not.
you got bored watching Michael Jordan?
I didn't get bored watching Jordan, but I did get bored watching them win chips. It just, if I'm gonna keep it a buck. So you're saying the whole season, and you know the outcome.
Well, the NBA, you know who's going to be in the playoffs.
What good is that? It's like you're watching pro wrestling. You know the Undertaker's not losing in WrestleMania.
But most of the time,
you know he's not.
You know in the NBA who's going to be in the finals.
All right.
But we're talking
Right?
about we know who's gonna win the whole thing.
Well, I mean, you pay the Celtics are paid and stacked. Their coach is out of his mind in a good way. He in love with God and winning, and the team follows him into the fire every time. So you have a good sense of who will win it all on the men's side. But then when I think about the women's game, it's we have a chance of seeing a three-peat. I like seeing. I disagree. I like seeing a three-peat. I really do. I think it's good for the sport. I think it's good for the women's game.
Okay.
It's never happened before. Listen, man, it's never happened.
It's never
Never
happened.
happened.
What else? All right. Well, I'm gonna say this, which is gonna be hypocritical of me. Go Aces.
All right. Now, the two things you said you wanted to hit on was hockey and NFL kickers. So
Yeah.
let's get to that. That was it. You said,
But
listen, we got to do two things.
But go ahead. Do your dance.
Kickers are out of their minds so far this season.
NFL.
In the first 2 weeks,
Yes.
they've hit 35 of 39 50-yarders. A couple of years ago, they moved the extra point back, 5 yards?
Yes.
Nobody could hit it. Everybody's missing.
It's got to
It
be
was
the shoes. It's got to be the shoes.
Good one, Sizzle.
Justin Tucker was responsible for 2 of those misses. So
Yes.
that means everybody else went, 35 or 37?
Yeah.
For 50 yards. The Cowboys kicker hit a 66-yarder.
Well, maybe that's what they needed.
And you know what's the crazy part? He hit the 66-yarder. There was a delayed game, so it didn't count.
Yes.
They pushed it back to 71, and McCarthy was going to have him kick
Couldn't
from
he go
71
for it? Yes.
until the special teams coach
Said,
talked him out of it.
Yeah. But when he kicked that 66, right, it still had a little juice on it. I don't know if you've seen
No,
that.
I know.
It's still, like, he could, to me, it looked like he could have hit that 70.
I think the competition committee, with the adjustments they made, not necessarily to kickoffs, but with field goals,
Yes.
with extra points, moving it back. I think they put a premium on that side of the game. It really did elevate the competition level and what's required out of kickers. You're seeing games that really do come down to it. And I think also something we can't overlook is we're looking up at week 4. I don't know if you're going to see this kind of kicking production in 4 more weeks. I think right now everyone's just coming out the gate, but their hair's on fire.
To
There's
that
a little
point,
bit of
though, to that point, 35 in the first 2 weeks, 50 yarders.
It's
in
pretty
2006, 40 all season. There were 40 all season.
The game has changed.
All right, so here I go. The change never late. I'm putting on my conspiracy hat.
Tinfoil. Get your tinfoil
I'm
over
putting
there.
it on, right? Do we need to start checking kickers?
Stop.
Don't mess with me, Daddy.
I already said it's got to
All
be
of
the
a
shoes.
sudden, they're starting to kick these kicks like this, and you're saying they weren't doing this just a year ago
No.
or a couple years
yeah.
ago? You know me, when everybody's traveling here, then you're up here. Check them. I'm telling you.
I mean,
do you think they're above? Like they can't be doing that?
Yeah, I agree with
No,
you.
they.
If I said running backs, would you have laughed? If I said quarterback,
Well, if the guy comes
would you
out
have
looking like
laughed?
Terrell
But
Suggs.
because I said kickers, you're like, oh no way, no.
They-
Check all these dudes.
Check them.
Check them.
Check them.
But like I
I'm
said,
with it. I'm with it because yeah.
I'm taking off my conspiracy hat. I'm putting it down. But we don't know.
You might want to put your conspiracy hat back on.
Okay.
Because you're talking about some sad news with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Parkinson's disease just came out the other day.
He got the shakes.
Yep. Wow. He's known about it for a little while. I guess last August, he was having trouble with his right arm and his right hand. It just wouldn't work. And at one point, I was reading the article. At one point, he said his arm would be out, and he'd have to push it down, and then his arm would come back up, and he didn't even know it was happening.
I gotta say, I did see this story earlier this week, and it's one of those moments where you think about all-time greats, and you hear something like this. It makes you take pause. We were talking about Seau earlier, and CTE, and the cautionary tale. From what I understand, one serious concussion, you have a 57+% chance of having Parkinson's.
Wow.
One. So it's still a coin flip, but that one serious event, go to the tent, flash the light. Are you good? Take a week off. Even if you take 3 weeks off, that one event could up your chances of having.
Does anybody know how Parkinson's work? Does it progressively get worse?
Yeah.
No matter what, it's like a freight train. You're saying, like MS,
Yeah.
it just keeps going. Wow.
And we don't have a way to curb it because it's the brain is like the bottom of the ocean. We really don't know what's down there.
You're just scratching the surface.
It's like space. We just don't know.
You
So
just
it's like
know.
all we know is that the jarring of the head and your brain rattles around. You have a much higher chance of having something like this. It's tragic. It's really tragic.
He said he's had 3 or 4 known, but he said he could have had 100 depending on.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Because that's when they weren't keeping track when he was in the league.
Yeah, well, and they didn't even know sometimes.
In the mid-'90s, we're talking rub some dirt on it, get back out there. The attitude was different.
Yeah.
The equipment was different.
And now they're allowing them to wear those sleeves on the helmet.
Guardian caps.
Yeah.
Is that going to help anything?
Honestly, I think that technology is always getting better, but anything that's offering you you have to ask a player. Frankly, what am I talking about? I can put on all the hats in the world, but I don't know, man.
That's what I was talking to P. I feel like with that though, this is the one space where I feel like technology is behind the athlete. The athlete, these athletes are getting too stronger.
They're advancing.
They're advancing too quick.
Yeah.
Like the safety technology.
They're making rule changes, safety changes,
and
it's still happening.
And it's still happening. I don't think it's leveraging out. You can argue technology and everything else that where it's ahead. You feel what I'm saying? Like AI and all this other stuff. In sports, for some reason, I feel like something happens and then the technology is like, okay, we got to fix that.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it's always going to be behind the cusp on that. So
maybe
that's
hopefully,
a tricky part.
Maybe Tua looks at this too. And thinks about himself a little bit more before rushing back.
That's the thing too. So now, if you're a Tua, this is like another something that just came out of boop. Somebody like they're telling you.
It's really about the dog in the dog. I think when we talk about this, like look at Andrew Luck. He said he took one look at a couple of his teammates. He's like, nope, I'm good.
I'm out.
And it's football players will tell you that. When it comes down to someone providing for their family, it's what they do best in life. They have a very small window to do it. When they can change the future for generations of their family's possibility in this world, and you tell a guy like Tua, man, you might just want to grab a seat. It's a combination of pride and the possibility of being special. And how do you hang that up? It's a very personal decision, right? It is.
Well, we were talking about that last week, and
it comes down to on an individual basis too how it affects certain people, because there are people that have played in the league that have gotten knocked around way more than Tua. That never actually comes to anything. You know what I mean? They never have developed Parkinson's or show signs of CTE. I mean, look at Troy Aikman. I know Troy Aikman has gotten destroyed. One of those games, he thought he was playing for Henrietta High. They asked him, where are you playing? And he said, Henrietta High.
What day is it?
I remember seeing Luke Kuechly get popped about 5-6 years ago, a couple years before he retired.
Yeah.
And it just looked like a doll in your daughter's bed. Arms just, and like 5 minutes later, he was up and back out there. But I'm like, bro, he's concussed, man.
Yeah.
Sit your man down. HOF, by the way, he's going in. HOF, he's about to go in.
I don't know, man. This is like, if you're like a parent too, I'm going off into left field. What's the motivation for you to be like, I want my son to play football?
That's the problem. The game has this problem. Like as we get more civil as a society, it's really like you said, the technology isn't keeping up with the athletes. I don't know that our civility is keeping up with football either.
Yeah.
Really. And we just make the contracts bigger and bigger, and that just extends the impetus for these athletes to pursue it. And it's like, it's something kind of backwards about it to some degree.
Start off with safety first.
And then how many times do you hear people saying, "Well, it's not real football. They don't hit it anymore." You know, it's a mentality thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I want them to play football, but I also don't want these guys being vegetables when they
Wait, what's the new
get
tackle?
out of the sport.
Gentlemen, what's the new tackle? The hip?
Yeah, the hip drop.
Toss, hip drop, yeah.
In 2014, if someone said it's a hip drop tackle, they'd be like, stop making stuff up. We're playing football. But now look at that. In just
It's
10
a big
years,
deal now.
it's crazy.
Yeah. What else you got, P? Wait, let me end this right. Brett Favre, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. Much love
Good
to you,
luck.
man.
Good
Seriously, good luck to his family.
Yeah.
It's feeling that little fall crisp in the air, that nice cool.
This is all you guys.
Take the window units out. Take the window units out.
MLB.
Starting to smell like fall
I'm
baseball.
going to defer to the professionals.
Oh, I love this
MLB.
time of year. Hoodies and beers.
Yes. So I'm looking at World Series. Is Detroit in there now? Detroit and Houston, if it was today?
What?
Detroit? Is that Detroit? What's the D for? That's what I'm seeing. If it was today, Detroit, Houston, Kansas City, Baltimore will be playing. Right?
Houston locked themselves in the night before last, right?
Yeah, but it looks like they'll be playing Detroit.
Yankees,
the
and Baltimore, and the Guardians, Cleveland Guardians, and Houston Astros have locked up their divisions.
But right now, Guardians and Yankees have the bye, right? They're chilling right now.
Best record.
Yeah, Yankees have to win one more game to lock it up.
So on the AL side, I'm seeing Detroit, Houston, Kansas City will be playing Baltimore, depending on because they're only 3 games back of the Yankees, right? And they have a series right now.
I think the Orioles are a problem.
Yeah, for the Yankees, yeah, they're definitely a problem.
I think the Orioles are a problem.
So this series could even push the Yankees to be playing Kansas City. Right?
No.
If I'm not mistaken,
Yankees,
or no.
any combination of one Yankees loss or one Baltimore. I mean, one Yankees win, one Baltimore loss. Yankees are locked into first.
They're
place.
locked in no matter what.
And they got 3 games against, I think, Pittsburgh after this Baltimore.
All right. So, no, but I'm saying if the Yankees lose out and Baltimore wins out, they don't swap?
Oh, yeah, they could, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So
The odds of that aren't great.
Okay. All
But
right.
this is baseball. Right.
Okay,
But the Yankees are going to be playing a Pittsburgh team that has absolutely nothing
True.
to play for.
Also, can we hop in and talk about how they didn't pay their man the other day? Dude had 160. He needed 176 plate appearances or something to get a $200,000 bonus.
What was that about?
Listen, man, just
What
write.
are we talking about?
And then the front office had the audacity to say that it was a baseball decision. Then write the man a check. Write the man a check.
Who are we talking about?
Forgive me, I'm not prepped in notes.
I did see that.
So this guy had like 176.
He was 4 plates or something
Four
short.
or 5 plate appearances short, and they said, listen, it was a baseball decision. It had everything to do with making sure that other players needed reps as they approached, the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I said, then just write the man a check. He's done his work.
That's dirty.
It is
That's
dirty.
dirty.
In a game where contracts are usually guaranteed, just give them, what's $200K? What are we talking about?
Pay that man.
Give him his money.
Wow.
You just look worse as an organization. It's worth the $200 for the good vibes you get from that.
Yeah, Michael Wilbon called it miserly.
So I was talking to Top Chef. You know who Top Chef
Yes.
is in our league. You know who Chef is.
Chef?
Yes.
Andy Pyle.
The man pile.
He is scared of San Diego because he's a Dodgers guy.
Oh, of course he is.
And he said, I forgot that San Diego bounced them out last year.
Well, also, San Diego's low-key stacked, man. You forget they've got, mistaken or not mistaken, they have Bogarts.
Boom.
I'm sorry. The man's been playing baseball since before he came out the womb.
Xander Bogaerts?
Machado, if they let him play at third still at all, it doesn't matter. He's a problem. And then obviously you got Tatis Jr., who's also like got a 50-inch box jump at shortstop and can hit. Guy's a 4-tool player for sure, maybe 5 depending on the day. Like that, they're one of those teams that just any given day will beat the daylights out of you. Wow, they are. That's talent, man. And if you're a Dodger fan, everyone thinks the Dodgers are gonna fall out of bed.
All right, Matt, you're the professional here. Who's the team that's left? So you got Arizona, Milwaukee, Philly, Mets, San Diego, LA on the NL side.
Yeah, I like the Diamondbacks.
Oh, wow.
Just because of how they performed last postseason, not a lot of roster adjustments there. They're a team that comes in late and stays late. I like them.
Really?
I do. I like them. If someone's gonna just
Out of all of those spots,
if
over Phillies and Dodgers?
I think what's great about baseball is like the team you least expect.
They get hot too at that time.
Yeah, and also there's something funny about the Dodgers. Whenever you see a team that's totally stacked, sometimes they just don't get through because there's something off about the fact that they are so stacked. Motivates the opposition. I think there's something to that, and that's the mystique of baseball, man. What other sport do you have 162 opportunities to prove you deserve to be in the postseason? How many more opportunities do you need?
We do talk about that. It's a little bit too many games for me.
Oh, we could go down to 142 and get change the wild card format up. I think it'd be a lot more valuable from an entertainment perspective.
But they're not going to get. They don't want to give it that money.
Oh no, you can't give away the TV money.
What money though?
Stadium money.
Dude, you talk about take out 20
TV
baseball
money?
games. 20 baseball games is like a month.
But some of those stadiums are butt naked. They're empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a bunch aren't.
Look at Oakland, man.
Yeah.
Bye. That's over.
I heard that.
Who was it, Chicago? They were giving
the general manager wrote an apology or
The
something.
owner wrote an apology, which is just the most like, why'd you even open your mouth thing ever? Because
Nobody wants
our
to
goal
hear
was
that.
to stay in Oakland. We failed, bro. You are the owner. You couldn't get California to build you a building, so you moved because it's a financial decision for you, your family, and your business.
So where's
Just
Oakland?
own it.
Where's Oakland going now?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Wow. Yeah.
No
And
more
then
Oakland
in
A's.
Chicago, apparently the White Sox were offering for the rest of the season $7 tickets, $7
I did see that. I did
concessions.
see that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Just like the promos here at our spot, $7 special.
Oh, first of all, you can walk into Target mid-season this year, and they got a plastic cup, 2 tickets to a Sox game, and a food voucher in Target before the trade deadline. I'm like, really? There's that lack of confidence in the value of the Red Sox right now?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. What else you got, Pete? Wait, my fault. Your unbiased opinion. I'm going to the AL for you.
Yeah.
Who's a dangerous team? You're gonna say, and don't say Yankees, please.
No, I'm not confident in my Yankees. I think they're too home run dependent and pitching sometimes suspect.
Who's a dangerous team on the AL side?
Baltimore for us.
Baltimore.
I think it's Baltimore.
It's Baltimore, man.
You think Baltimore?
All right, can I give you a stat?
Go ahead. Let me hear something because you guys.
The
are
Yankees
educating
dropped
me.
14 games in July after a contentious battle over 2 games early in the month against Baltimore. And then when they faced them again, they dropped the series. They in the Yankees' head.
They're
I
in their
believe
head.
that. I believe that.
And to wrap it up, they've lost the first 2 games of the series.
Correct.
Right now.
Correct.
You have
Orioles are a problem.
the Orioles, huh? So you're saying Orioles and Diamondbacks
That'd be
in
wild.
the World Series?
How good would that be for
Let
the
me
game?
ask you about the ratings, though.
Yeah.
Well, I
Who's
mean,
watching that?
well, Diamondbacks weren't the Diamondbacks in the World Series last year?
Who's watching that?
Well,
though?
at least you got the 2 coasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about
You know what I
it.
mean? You can bring the 2 coasts in.
You got the Eastern Seaboard, Northeast, and then the Pacific Southwest. It does cross the country.
Well, there you go. You got the baseball professionals over here, and this guy that knows nothing. What else you got, P?
That's how much do you want from me?
I want it all, baby.
Well-
Brand new socks and drawers.
I think we should take a break and then come back and talk a little NFL action.
What he said. We got Matt Sizzle in the building. Come back, Kings. Episode 55. Junior who?
Seau.
And we are back. I want to talk about our Patriots. Well, they're my Patriots.
Your
They
Patriots.
are your
Paul,
Patriots.
who's your team, Paul?
Cowboys.
All right, so hey, I'll just stay off that for a minute. Oh man, the house that Jerry built. So I love my New England Patriots. I really love the humble pie we've been getting for the last few years. I love also seeing Mac Jones fumble a ball off his knee this weekend. Did anybody see that?
Wait, Mac Jones?
They brought him in because
where's he at?
Starter in Jacksonville. Starter in Jacksonville had like just.
What? Where the hell was I?
The $55 million man, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
what happened with Trevor
Why
Lawrence?
do we put these children in CEO positions when they're not ready? Why do we do this? Why do we do this? This is the same reason Drake May is not starting, and I'm okay with that too. Got an O-line like Swiss cheese in New England, and that's a problem.
Yeah, you would destroy that kid.
When you go out and you use your third round, your third pick, the third pick in the draft, and you go and get Drake May, you put him under glass, you dust him off every day. Let him marinate, bro. Tom Brady sat on the bench for a year watching Drew Bledsoe ask questions, talk his ear off.
Okay.
So I hate seeing Jacoby Brissett get lit up like a Christmas tree.
Brisket.
Listen, man, he's a journeyman.
It's better than him.
He's a servant. He's like an old Geno Smith. You know what I mean? He's like an old Geno Smith. And am I wrong? Am I wrong? Not nearly as much production. But
You're disrespecting Geno right
no,
now.
I'm not.
They're 3-0 right now.
Why are they 3-0?
Because of Geno.
Easy does it. Maybe. Wow. Maybe.
You disrespecting that guy.
No, they 3-0 because of DK Metcalf. Let's just be real about that.
Who's throwing them the ball?
Oh, fair enough.
Smitty.
Fair enough.
All right, go ahead, Daddy.
No, so like to lean into the Patriots, I see a 5-win season at max. At max. Now, mind you, that loss. I mean, beating Cincy was great, but then to lose to Aaron, the way they lost to Aaron. Well,
bad.
the thing is,
that could have been worse.
Yeah, but then now you're going to San Francisco, and with or without Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy is no joke. Led the NFL in yards last season. And receptions after the catch.
But San Fran's not the same San Fran right now.
No McCaffrey, no Debo.
They're beat up bad.
Okay.
Purdy's a little hurt, and Kittle's questionable.
And we're looking for Ayuk as we speak. We need an Ayuk sighting.
All right, so the same way a ball player gets an excuse me single, C&I up the middle, is this what's going to happen to the Patriots? We're going to win by a kick? Like, you know what I mean? Is that what happens? I see if the Patriots win this weekend, it's going to be like 19-17. It's going to be a funky-ass score. Patriots don't hang more than 25, ever. They can't. They're not built for it.
So, all right, all of this, how do you feel about the Patriots then?
I feel like you get a 5-win season at max. Oh, this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, no, 49ers have this. Wow. No, defense is top 5 in the league. Let them have it. But I also feel like you got a banged-up Jacoby Brissett. You're not bringing the kid in. He's getting 40 to 70% of the reps in practice, but Drake May's watching. And I actually think you need to go to the practice squad and get a quarterback up. I really do. Because he's one tough game away from you having to go to that asset that you need to keep under glass.
Wow. You heard
and you got to get Ramadre going. You got to stop him from fumbling.
All right. So
he puts our ball on the ground way too much.
And they go to run. They have to run.
Well, they're a running team because if you look at their secondary, they don't have a decoy. Like Juju, Smith-Schuster, Juju, right? When you had Juju, even if you weren't throwing a ball to him, you had to allocate the secondary to him. Boom. You had to allocate a free safety.
He commanded double.
So if you have another receiver who can get open and is performing for you, whether they're under a deep contract or not, that opens that guy up. We don't have a decoy
receiver. I couldn't tell you one of them. Right. I don't know any of them.
Polk.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. He has a touchdown. Touchdown.
Polk sounds like isn't that the high school Al Bundy went to? Polk High.
Yeah, it's also audio equipment.
5 touchdowns, son. Polk High.
Okay, we're off the Patriots. Don't think you're escaping.
What are you looking? What? Who?
We got to go easy on him. Come on, man.
I got my ass whooping last week. I got to take another one.
No.
All
I'm
right.
not. This is what we're not going to do. We're not even going to talk about last week because it's street news by now.
All right.
We're talking about tonight.
Tonight.
They're playing tonight.
Yeah. What's the spread?
6
They're
points,
playing
Cowboys.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Cowboys Giants.
It's a very big game, divisional rivalry.
I'm asking you, P. I'm asking you, and I'm asking you with my heart. If they lose this, come on, Daddy, let me hear something, Conan.
I'm not worried if they lose this. They have to start getting back on track. The defense has to get back on track.
They're not worried?
If they lose this game, no, because I don't think anybody's going to run away with this division this year. So you're going to be, you'll be close enough to still win the division.
It's a division that's stealable. I'm with Paul on that.
But I'm not talking about the division. I'm not talking about.
I was actually feeling confident.
I'm talking about tonight.
I was actually feeling confident until I saw a stat on the TV behind you that said it was 13 straight wins against the Giants for the Cowboys, and I'm like,
lucky number 13.
I'm like, oh shit, that's got to stop at some point. because you don't see that happening.
All right, I'm going on a limb here. Not even necessarily a limb. I want to talk about the elephant in the room. What's up with your defense, man?
I have no idea.
Parsons has to be very frustrated. I mean, he's year 4 or year 3? Is he year 4 or year 3?
It's got to be 4.
Irrelevant. He's a veteran at this point in terms of his output.
Yeah.
His prowess at his position is unmatched. If I were him, I'd be a little bit frustrated. You know, the combination of I was watching Dak carefully last weekend, and though they somehow came out of their nap late in the third quarter, I still felt like watching that team on the defensive side of the ball. You're like, where are our guys?
They cannot stop the run. Any
can't.
kind of run-heavy team. And they had that problem. That was a problem at Green Bay last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, we know that they can't stop the run. I'm asking you why. What is going on?
I'm hearing that guys.
What is the problem?
I'm hearing that guys are not staying in their lanes, filling their assignments.
Really?
That's what.
Who's saying this?
Micah.
Micah said that. Yeah, he did some audio. There's some audio after last. Right? There's some audio after last game. Yeah.
He said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned that because
And that's true. I mean, that's how these holes open up when you're not in the gap you're supposed to be in, and the guy's just going right through it. People are they're just not. I don't know if it's because of Zimmer's new system that they're mentally not in the right spot.
I gotta say, I yield to you here because it's your team, so I speak respectfully. I have never had confidence in the discipline of a Mike McCarthy-led team.
Oh,
Green
Can
Bay?
you repeat that one more time?
Since 2019, the Cowboys are the number 1 highest penalized team in football,
Yep.
Yes.
and they have the lowest score differential in their wins. Wow. And their defense is usually suspect. This speaks to discipline.
And you think that comes down from where? On high.
Yeah, absolutely. Your coach is your coach. They coach you to a better production or a better output. I've never felt like Mike McCarthy is someone that can really – he probably gives great speeches in the locker room. He's a big dude. He's a football guy. He understands X and O's. He's holding that thing like a Denny's menu. We're going to go with this one. But I've never felt like his players keep themselves out of trouble, play in and play out on both sides of the ball. And on defense – it's not play calling always. It's really more, as Paul said, assignment. Do you agree with me about Mike McCarthy?
The problem with Mike McCarthy is he's got a 12-5 record every year, which
is not a problem. It's really good for your
helps
team.
him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's odds, but that's why he's a lame duck coach right now. He's not on the contract.
So
I don't see him there next year.
No.
If you don't go to an NFC Championship game, if you don't go to
if
an
he goes 12-5, you don't see him there again next
absolutely not. You need to win
No,
it.
yeah, no, he's
no.
definitely-
You need to at least get to an NFC Championship game, and depending on how Jerry's feeling, you got to get to a Super Bowl. And I'm sure in Jerry's mind, based on the checks he wrote about six to 8 weeks ago, he's got to be thinking that.
But part of this is Jerry's fault.
Well, it's all Jerry's fault because he likes to buy the groceries. Famous line when he had Jimmy Johnson. We know what that is.
And
McCarthy gets away with it a little bit because of that, I believe.
I think that's my whole thing with Jerry Jones. He's less involved with day-to-day team activities. They got the right groceries. They got some of the best talented players in the league.
They do.
Will McClay is the guy that finds the talent. And I knew Jerry Jones wasn't.
You think this team constructed right now is a Super Bowl team?
No, but they haven't. They have.
Can we agree on that?
They can find
Defense
the
is
talent.
sus. Defense is sus.
Yeah, they can find the talent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
What do you mean?
I don't think Jerry Jones is messing with the talent. He may be messing with who they go after, like spending money wise. But they still can find talent in the draft. Every year they have a good draft.
Do you think CeeDee Lamb disappears now that he got his bag?
He has
No.
Do you think he disappears now that he got his bag?
No, absolutely not. I don't think he's that kind of player.
I don't either.
What I think is going on is where I'm finally going to agree with you. You haven't been taking reps with you and Dak. You guys are not in sync. This is what goes on.
You can't go down 21-0 at the beginning of the game. Now your whole game plan's out the window.
You just saw Jamar Chase last week. And we're in week, 2 or 3?
I agree with Coop, because when you got Drew Rosenhaus saying, pop some popcorn, put on some slippers, and grab a lazy boy, because you can't get hurt. You can't get hurt without the green contract.
I don't know.
But I go back to that Johnny Manziel draft.
Yes.
When the Cowboys were going to...
And
Everybody was
Jerry
saying
was
Jerry
licking
was
his
going...
chops.
And Manziel fell to the Cowboys, and I'm like, no, do not. And he ended up taking, is it Zach Martin or it was a lineman, which was, so I was so happy with. So I knew right then and there Jerry was at least take a step back. They need to hire a general manager, though.
All right.
That'll never happen.
I'm looking at this real quick, all right? I'm going to name some teams, and I just want a quick yes or no if you feel they're legit. Okay. Are the Buffalo Bills a legit 3-0?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm surprised.
Josh Allen.
How good they are.
Josh Allen has finally figured out how to slow the game down and stop dancing and being selfish with the ball. He's finally making good decisions because he's comfortable.
What does that mean, though?
Because it comes a time where these younger athletes have played enough games, seen enough reps, and they're leveraging their talent and slowing the game down.
That's
kind of the way Aaron Rodgers does. The way Aaron Rodgers does.
That's the way Tom Brady could get to his age, not be physically what he used to be, but mentally he's ahead of everybody.
We haven't seen this from Josh Allen before. Come on.
We've seen Josh
and
Allen
then when it counted the most, what happens to this guy? What happens to him?
He makes confounding, confusing decisions with the
All
football.
right, I'm going to ask you the question again. Is that the Buffalo Bills
We already said it. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I was just surprised that they are this legit.
All right. Are the Kansas City Chiefs a legit 3-0?
Did the sun come up this morning?
As long as the checks keep going to the refs.
And the walrus is holding the clipboard.
Wait. Don't do that. Don't do that. We can't do that, Daddy. Come on, baby.
Yo, that's a tinfoil hat. He just took your hat and he put it on. Straight up conspiracy theory.
It's a little. It's
Is Tay-Tay in the house?
It is getting a little crazy though.
It is getting a little
every
crazy.
week with the Chiefs.
All right,
It is.
All right,
It's kind of like a sideshow. Because Kelsey's everywhere.
I got two more. And this is going to be up for debate.
No, it's not.
Are the Minnesota Vikings a legit 3-0?
Send it. Yes.
Andy Dalton?
Yes.
Is it Dalton?
No.
No, Sam Darnold. That's who it is.
Sam
Sammy
Darnold.
D.
Yes. Do you want to know why they're legit and want to know why he's legit? Because I'll give you the Baker Mayfield analogy. Baker Mayfield, his first 4 seasons, he had 4 head coaches and 6 offensive coordinators. And he still figured out how to, while they were bouncing around like a top, to get still within himself and play when he had an opportunity. Sam Darnold is doing the same thing. It's a Baker Mayfield playbook, and it's working.
And they've been missing players like Addison and I think the tight end.
So imagine when they get right.
So you're saying Minnesota's a legit 3-0?
Yeah.
The defense is good. Their offense is great.
Also, being 3-0 affords you week 4 drop or week 5 drop, and then you're still above 500. So they're playing legit football. And when they get, like I said, when they get personnel right, to Paul's point, they're missing weapons. Imagine if Darnold's still clicking at the pace he is now, they're going to be a real problem. You got Jefferson on the outside. That defense is all right.
I feel like in this regard, and you guys can stop me if you disagree, Sam Darnold is a poor man's Josh Allen. Whereas you're going to see this guy, he's not even going to wait to the end of the season to taper off. Like Josh Allen, at least he waits till he gets to the playoffs or something. This guy within the season, watch. Remember this
right now, you asked if they're legit. Right now, They are a legit 3-0.
Okay, I'm rocking with you. I got 2 more. Is the Seattle Seahawks a legit 3-0?
No.
You're hating on Geno Smith?
No.
This is where we gotta part ways, gentlemen.
Well, I get to be.
Really?
I'll be a homer. I'll tell you right now. That game against the Patriots, your 2 illegitimate offensive pass interference calls away from a win for the Patriots. So I'll just say I hate blaming games on refs.
Yeah.
But we do see a lot of instances where that call is not legitimized in the league, especially in recent years. I gotta say no based on those calls. So no, it's not legit because if you're beating the Patriots, but you're almost losing to them, and the Patriots are in rebuild basement mode right now. No, it's not legit.
What do you say?
No, I don't see. I see them faltering.
Really?
I co-sign that.
I think they're legit.
I think they could drop 2 or 3, 2 out of the next 3 type of thing.
They could drop more than that.
Yeah.
Look at the schedule.
I got the last
one.
The last.
I think
one.
I know which last one.
I know what your answer is on this one. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers a legitimate 3-0?
We have to remember Mike Tomlin does not play football. He coaches it.
Are they a legit 3-0?
No, sorry, Rod.
You're
watching this.
I agree with the gentleman to my right. They are not.
Really?
Half their wins last year were winning these 1-point games. When it comes down to
which
it,
is beautiful football. Which is beautiful football.
It's horrible to watch if you're not a fan.
That's how
Yeah. I know.
Coop, what do you think? What do you think, Coop?
This is what Pittsburgh does.
This is what Mike Tomlin does.
This is what Tomlin does. This is what he's been doing.
It's what the Rooney family does.
This is what the Rooney family does. The Rooney family, I love the way they handle business. They're like this.
They stay the course.
They stay out of it.
Yeah.
Here, you're the guy. You run the squad. That's it. That's how you should do it.
2 coaches in 40 years.
I do believe that Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin, I've been saying this for years, all he needs is a little bit. You see the magic that he works with when he has
you give him in, you give him in, he takes him out.
Well, you can only go so far with that little bit.
No, okay. We're watching it.
I'm with Paul, though. That little bit, 1-point games aren't going to do it against clicking opponents. You bump into the Buffalo Bills later in the season, you're not going to win that game.
But here's my argument, and I tell P this. What Pittsburgh does to you, they bring you down to that kind of football.
They
wind up losing that game.
They make you ugly.
Watch how they watch that San Diego game last week.
Yeah.
So if you think that Buffalo's gonna go in there, or they go into Buffalo and it's gonna be that kind of game, you got another thing coming. That's what they do. That's what Tomlin does. And like I said, on the offensive side, he has a little sprinkle now with Justin Fields. Nobody's giving Fields credit. But he's performing.
And that's bulletin board material for them when they're in the locker room. I'll give you that. I will say that there's something really cool about Tomlin. He does the Bill Belichick thing. He'll accept the flaws. And I used the analogy earlier in the show, duct tape and staple his way through it. The difference between, like, to your point, the duct tape and staples that Tomlin uses is that he does get the 1-point wins, to Paul's point. I just don't know if that carries you.
It's still a dub.
We agree.
It's still a dub.
It's a small sample. Got to get the win. I agree.
It's still a dub.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, are they going to be in the playoffs?
I think they got a three game head start. And
well, look at the balance of the division. Look at the balance of
Baltimore
the division.
has to make up ground. And Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken, they could very well lose this weekend. Because they got Buffalo this weekend.
Yeah. Can we rabbit hole on that for a second?
Go ahead.
Why does Baltimore get a pass? What is this? Listen, I'm so happy about the running back situation there. A friend of mine bet that their running back would have 2 touchdowns last weekend. I was like, you're crazy. He's like, I'm a parlay. He was right.
And he was right.
I just think when you put all your eggs in the Lamar Jackson basket, I mean, I don't know, man. That's a lot to do.
You don't trust it.
I don't trust it. It's just too much on one guy. Yeah, you do. Is it Derrick Henry that they have?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, that's great.
He ran all over us.
Why are the Ravens get a pass? Why do the Ravens get a pass, man?
I don't give. I don't give them a pass.
I think there's like a prevailing sentiment right now that they're kind of like darlings, and I don't know what it is. I feel it, and I loved watching them play last Sunday, but I'm not buying in because you beat a Cowboys team that you actually should have lost to, and that you let them back. They let the Cowboys back into that game. Credit to the Cowboys, but they let the Cowboys back in that game. And they're so talented.
They stopped them one time, and at the end of the game, the Cowboys got the ball back, and they had all the momentum in the world.
Here's what I'm gonna say with you guys: we're not doing woulda, coulda, shoulda here. The facts are Cincinnati doesn't look that good.
Right. Well, all right.
Cleveland doesn't look that good.
Cincinnati,
and Baltimore, if they could very well lose to the Bills this weekend, Pittsburgh is off and running. They could very well win this division. What are we talking about?
I will give that too. They could. Do they deserve to? No. It's because that division is bad.
What is this notion where we can always? This is the problem I have with, especially sports in general, but especially football. We have this affection for the Chiefs because they've been winning, and like you just automatically assume they're going to be good or they're going to come back. But as of right now, Pittsburgh is right in the mix, and nobody wants to give them their flowers. Nobody does because of the way that they win games.
So I'm just saying, if you're telling me that the prevailing sentiment is that in 5 weeks, which team is producing more and winning in a more decisive fashion? Is it going to be the Steelers or the Ravens? I'll tell you it's the Ravens. But I still think there's too many eggs in the Lamar Jackson basket. And actually, to Paul's point, those 1-point wins, if you put Lamar Jackson and the Ravens up against Pittsburgh this season 3 times in a row, I guarantee you Tomlin gets 2 wins because he pull the Ravens down to a spot where they neutralize Derrick Henry and they find a way to contain Lamar.
That's my point.
So I'll give you that.
That's my point.
I'll give you that.
That's my point. I'm saying so I'm going to say this again. To me, Pittsburgh is a legit 3-0.
All right, but for the last couple of years, if you go for the NFC South, right, a team had to win that division. Were they a good team?
Oh, Pittsburgh?
No, in the NFC South with the Saints, Buccaneers, Falcons. Carolina. That was like a shit show, that
You're saying
division.
garbage division.
And
Yes.
so one team came out of it. We all knew they weren't good. They just happened to win that division. So that's the way. If Baltimore doesn't shape up and get themselves together,
The beauty of it is we're gonna see.
we'll see.
We're gonna see. You want to do a couple quick games real quick?
You want picks for next week?
Yeah, real quick.
Just like straight up pick them.
Yeah,
just-
the straight pick'ems.
I
Real
put some.
quick.
All right, we'll start with tonight's game: Cowboys and the Giants.
Gotta go heavy and hard right away, huh?
It's the first game up. Thursday game.
I hate doing this, but I got Cowboys. Just on principle. And this is, I'm gonna tell you why.
Is this in New York?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
New York.
This is why I'm gonna tell you why, and you guys can give me your decision, whatever. If Cowboys lose tonight,
That's ugly.
if they lose tonight, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not gonna say McCarthy's gonna get fired, but somebody's getting fired somewhere. Somebody's getting fired somewhere.
You can't lose tonight the way you lost at home last week.
You can't lose, period. They cannot lose to the Giants, a team they've been dominating. They can't lose to them at all. They just can't. What do you think? Anybody, let me hear something.
You got one guy you have to worry about on the Giants, Malik Neighbors. If you just got to take care of him, I'm saying Mike is going to have 2.5 sacks tonight.
Wow. I mean, I'd say wow, but it's actually not wow. It's actually based on who the Giants are. That's actually not a wow statement.
That's not even a wow.
Yeah.
And considering who he is, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I have the
they
Cowboys
need
winning this
to.
too. I have the Cowboys winning this tonight.
Who you got, P? You didn't tell us.
Who do you think?
No. Go ahead.
Saints versus the Falcons.
This game,
It's an interesting game.
yeah, I got Saints though, because they're gonna bounce back after they took that L to my boys last week, Daddy.
Do you guys know Atlanta's quarterback is a guy that only is in the facility Wednesday through Sunday? Did you know that?
Wait, Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins is a program guy.
What does he have?
Oh no, he low key. He does the Aaron Rodgers thing. He just don't make noise about it because he's a low key family guy. He's a God guy. He's not seen in the facility. He tells.
He has banker's hours.
No,
Like, what's going
he
on?
says he's I'll see you on Wednesday. He says that every week, no matter what the team's doing.
So
So
if they practice on Monday,
he's not in the facility till
if
Wednesday.
they are on Tuesday,
Nobody knows
Well,
this.
they don't practice. They usually get Mondays off.
It doesn't.
And
No,
they
if
do
you,
it-
and
a
they
lot
get
of teams, if you win, you get Mondays off.
Well, you know the old saying in the locker room is to see you on Tuesday, and everyone's
Yeah.
all set. You get
Yeah.
Monday off.
That's when
Kirk-
they get happy. But if you're losing, Belichick should be like, "I'll see you Monday because we lost."
Yeah,
So
Belichick's gone.
Saints Falcons. I think what I was saying about Cousins is like he is a program quarterback who's gutting his money and he knows how to handle his team. If you're asking me who wins that game though, it's Atlanta, especially the way Atlanta lost this past weekend. Paul, what do you think?
You say Atlanta?
I got to go New Orleans with Carr.
Yeah, they look crazy.
They do look crazy.
Even though
They
they
do
lost
look
to
good.
us, they still look.
Yeah, I
good
still don't know how that happened.
because I don't know.
I will
what
say
we did.
I won't yield.
We
won't,
had a defense.
I won't yield my pick, but Alvin Kamara is kind of going off right now.
Yeah.
Kind of going off
Well,
right
it's
now.
hard to tell because he went up against the Cowboys, so everybody's going off
He
against
had his
them.
way against us a little bit too.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got, Daddy?
The Eagles and the Bucks.
Oh man,
Where they
Is-
playing?
is Jalen Hurts feeling it right now, or is Jalen Hurts feeling it right now?
At Tampa Bay.
I gotta go with my Philly squad.
I gotta go
I'm
with the Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles, baby.
I think Sirianni's feeling it right now, and so isn't Hurts.
Yes.
Both those guys are feeling a little hot in the collar.
I'm-
And I think AJ's coming back.
I
think
don't
he's
know.
Coming back
Is there a
this
report?
week.
Is that reported?
I don't know.
He said, "I don't know."
You're praying he's coming
If
back.
he comes back, they're definitely getting the dub. But
You
go
went
ahead.
down to the chapel and lit a few candles.
I did. I said, AJ.
No, because
AJ.
I'm going with Tampa Bay because I don't think AJ's playing, and Devonta Smith had a concussion.
He did. He did.
Yeah.
So how are you going to move the ball? Now you just worry about Saquon. Oh, yeah, you got to think about that a little bit now, huh?
Yo, I always say this, and I feel like it's a contradiction. I always say Hurts does it to me. He doesn't run like he should be running. He should run more. He should take off more.
Yep.
Take off. Start taking off.
Just put that threat in there.
Yeah, just start running more. Like, I know
he
it should be
throws weight
pass
around.
first.
He throws weight around. He squats
He
more than
should-
any quarterback in the league.
He should run more, man. Especially if they're taking if you don't have AJ or Freeman, run it.
You got to take off once in a while to let
Yeah.
that linebackers
Keep
hesitate.
them honest.
But do you
Yeah.
think? But
Keep
do you?
them honest.
But do you think? Do you think quarterbacks that are as valuable as he is and the age he is, you're the same age as Deshaun Watson, the same age as several other quarterbacks in the league, like Tua, like he's probably getting info saying, sit down, sit down, put the knees on the ground, sit down. And honestly, a guy that is at risk like that,
I'm rocking with you, but I want him to run more, man. He's more dangerous.
Run more like Lamar Jackson? Run more?
Not like that. No. But
he's like a fucking. He's.
I say that about you know. I say that about Dak.
Yeah.
I feel like Dak needs to run just to keep them honest.
And then I think Dak
as a decoy. As a decoy.
Keep them honest.
Take
off.
When Dak's on the move, he's even more dangerous
because
he's very accurate on the move.
Hurts deadly, not Lamar. Like Lamar Jackson, I feel in his mind, he's always thinking run then pass. I'm not saying that. I'm saying balance it out.
Yeah, the check. He doesn't check down that much.
Yeah, Lamar. You know Lamar's first check down. I'm running it.
Yeah, that's the first. That's the first one.
Go ahead.
All right, Patties versus the Niners. It shouldn't even be a question, but because of all the injuries on the Niners.
Where they at? They're in
the 49ers.
They're in
San Francisco.
At San Francisco. I don't know how well this team travels.
They both lost last week, right?
Yeah.
Records are the same?
I'm going with the 49ers. I'm gonna keep it like this though. I want the Patties, but I'm going with the 49ers.
If the 49ers win this game, they win by more than 10. The Patriots win, they win by a point. Or 2. Like 1917.
Yeah. I feel like the Patriots have to do what Pittsburgh does. You have to bring them down to that.
Well, that's what they tried to do with the running game.
And it doesn't work, yeah.
Well, I think a lot of that, you have the youngest coach in all of football right now, and it's his first year as a coach as well. I think there's some seasoning that has to happen there. I mean, the guy delivers well at the microphone, but I don't know that.
If it translates.
I don't know if that team is in the foxhole with him just yet.
Just enjoy. I want to say New England fans, just enjoy the effort that they're giving you. Yeah. Don't really get wrapped up in the results of the season because this is the first year of the rebuild with the new coach.
Okay. But I have a feeling that New England fans aren't that patient.
Well, because there's so many young fans that has never known losing. They grew up winning.
If you used to Ferrari, what's a Benz?
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got, Daddy?
All right, and probably the game of the week. I think it's Monday night. Sunday night. There's 2 Monday night games again this week.
Okay.
But Bills against the Ravens. We talked about this earlier.
Does Josh Allen get humbled this weekend?
Let's talk about this being a really good football game.
It's a heavyweight bout.
This is like big time.
Heavyweight bout.
Yep.
Heavyweight bout.
There's implications for the playoffs.
This is at Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it matters where the game's played. I think Buffalo Bills win this game.
Just saying that without.
Look at Josh. Josh Allen looked like he was eating French fries and drinking soda in the fourth quarter. last game. Where did they hang? 37, 40? What did they have?
40,
That's the
right?
thing.
Yeah.
Buffalo, not only are they beating teams, they're putting up
beating them. Let that man get 2 throwing touchdowns in the first half, and you could full send on that game. Wow. I'm telling you, because what's going to happen is they're going to shore up on the running game for Baltimore, which is what everyone zeroes in on. Everyone knows Harbaugh's game, and I said earlier in the cast, eggs in one basket with Lamar is risky.
But is Josh Allen having his way with that defense?
I think he's having his way with football right now.
So who you got? You're saying Bills.
I got the Bills.
I'm just going to go Ravens because I think Josh is due for a bad game.
I think he's due too. I'm going with Ravens.
And they're playing in Baltimore.
He's going to do what he usually does. Or what we've seen him do.
I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. Just on principle, and they're gonna tighten it up. I feel like I know we didn't say Pittsburgh, but they're gonna. Pittsburgh's probably gonna lose, and Baltimore's gonna win. And now we're gonna be having a different discussion next week about that division.
Interesting.
Yeah. What else you got, P?
That's all I got. Once again, there's 2 Monday night games: Titans and the Dolphins, Seahawks and the Lions. 7:30 and 8:15. I don't know why they overlap them like that.
Can we talk about that real quick? Why are they? Does anybody know why they're doing that?
I was just thinking, as you said, it took the words out of my mouth. How do you guys feel about that format?
Garbage.
I don't mind having 2 games. It's just why they overlapping.
Why overlapping?
Did they just assume everyone has 2 TVs? Also, it's not even.
Especially with all these different network contracts and stuff.
Well, I think that's part of it. This is like you're seeing the powers that be maximizing the bandwidth of these big contract dollars. When I turned on the game this past Monday, the Bills game was out of hand, so I went over the other one.
Just went to that one.
I think the thought is, going back to the dollars comment, I think that if you have 2 games on, the league's thinking one of them's gonna get out of hand. One of them people are just gonna go, it's not worth watching, and they're gonna go to the other game. And actually, the Redskins game was, I'm sorry, the Guardians game was Commanders. Gee, excuse me,
Okay.
was a much better game. At the same point that the Bills
That
game
was a really
the
good
Bills
game.
game was out of hand at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
so I think that's why they
you
do
could
it.
Are
probably
you
watch
banking
them.
on that though?
Banking
No,
on.
I
You're
see
not
that,
banking on a game out of hand.
Yeah, and I'd be. Upset.
I think it's an insurance policy.
You're splitting ratings no matter how you look at that though.
Right.
In my eyes.
You are, but I also think like
And what about advertisers? That's the most important
There's
thing too.
nothing better than
you're
having.
doubling up the advertising dollars.
This is my point.
You are, but then you might be losing.
There's nothing.
ratings of
Ratings.
the exposure pattern.
Yeah.
You're not convincing me that play this game at this time, then after that game's done, play the next game.
I'll tell you this: no disrespect.
That's
to,
how it should be.
No disrespect to the Amazon Thursday night crew, but it's much better than watching that B Squad. Sorry.
Hey, and
I had to say
it. The good thing is, if you can watch both games if you come here to our spot
Okay.
on Monday night.
Oh yeah, 'cause you got a lot of TV, 6, 7, 8.
Yo, and they got some new chairs in here, according to you, Paul. Right?
Yeah.
New chairs, new
Pretty
tables.
crispy.
My first time in the building. It's nice in here.
Yeah. So, P, what else you got, Daddy?
That's it, baby. That's all I got.
Yo, Matt, man, I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks
Paul.
for coming by.
Absolutely a
Definitely gotta
pleasure.
let me know where you're gonna be, so maybe I could creep through and come show up.
Yeah, we'll let you
I know
know.
we don't really. I don't see you that much because you're a busy guy.
Well, you're also a busy guy.
I'm trying to.
Yo,
get to
you're the
fact,
king of the
bro.
1s and 2s, man. I did. When did I see you last? At Bodega? Was that the last time I saw you?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
That was at Bodega.
and that was almost a. That was a while.
was a
ago.
while
That was a while ago.
Episode 55. P, take us out, Daddy. Come on, Daddy.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Come see Coop on Saturday night here at our spot.
What he said.
Peace.
Peace.